This is what I deserve paired up with a car payment is slowly destroying Americans' wealth creation. We're going to talk about how somebody is paying 6 figures for a car that's worth half of that. We're going to talk about how inflation is also robbing Americans of their financial prosperity, and something egregious that Dave Ramsey said. It is going to bother you as well. Welcome back to the channel. My name is MJ. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It's free. I would love to earn your support. Watch the full video. Let's get straight into it.
Half is $116,000. Oh, Don. Let me guess, without even pulling it up, it's worth 50 grand, isn't it?
He's paid $27,000, $116,133 remaining.
Wait, what does it say up there? It says it's $87,000. Today's payoff balance. Yeah, I mean, it says $116,000 remaining, but up here it says auto loan payoff balance is $87,167.
I must have looked right past that because I was just stunned by the 116 at the bottom. That's odd, though. Why would it say that?
I don't know.
All right, well, let's suppose it's 87.
Is that like adding in all the interest that he would pay if he makes every payment?
Maybe.
That's weird, though. I've never seen a
payoff like that.
Because the payoff is $87,167. That's still rough. I still think it's worth 50 grand.
And we're looking at substantial negative equity.
56,850. There you go. So 30 grand.
I would interpret that as being the original.
My thought was that maybe it's if all the interest that you'll end up paying if you keep the loan open for the entire amount.
Something like that,
yeah, it could be that.
Everybody thinks financial destruction, right, looks dramatic. But most of the times, it looks exactly like that. You have somebody that walks into a dealership, signing papers in a luxury dealership, right? Convincing himself that I deserve this. This is what this is. And it's also just like mind-boggling because nobody wakes up and says like, I want to destroy my future, right? It just happens slowly. Even spending $70,000 on a car is crazy. It doesn't matter if you make $200,000. Spending that much money for a car is very suspicious, very questionable. Because you can afford it does not mean you should have it. Because you got approved for it doesn't also mean that you can afford it. Real flex is waking up with no financial anxiety, doing what you want, freedom. Because modern culture is teaching people to look rich rather than be rich. And so people trade their future freedom for some temporary status.
I've been with my boyfriend for a little over 6 years, and I graduated in December 2023 with about $160,000 of student loan debt. I've paid off a lot. I have about $90,000 left.
Way to go.
Thank you.
So you're what, 24?
I'm 26.
26. Okay. And what's your career?
I'm a nurse.
Oh, good for you. Okay. And so you got 90,000 left. All right.
Mm-hmm. And my boyfriend makes $250,000 a year, but he does not want to propose until I'm completely debt free.
Interesting. You're not going to like me. If you were my daughter, you want to know what I would tell you?
What?
Dump him.
What?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
What?
No, he's not.
He's making you prove your worth.
What? Hold on. What'd you say? He's making you prove his worth. Dump him? Like, this is so hypocritical. Like, this is so inconsistent. Dave, I need you to be consistent. You're the person that tells people to pay off your debts. You're making yourself prove yourself to him. Newsflash, everywhere you go, you have to prove yourself. When you get hired, you have a 90-day period to prove yourself. Period. In relationships, you have to prove yourself. Your children, parents, you have to prove yourself. Life, you have to prove yourself. Nah, this is irresponsible. This is bad advice. Because they understood that he makes $250K, it is his responsibility to pay off his girlfriend's debt. He didn't sign up for the debt. So you're telling me I can marry this girl and instantly I'm in debt. Instantly I'm married with the debt. And she could choose to leave me after I pay off her debts? No. No, this is reckless. This is crazy as hell. Let's keep going.
Based on money.
Yeah.
To him.
What?
You're having to buy your way into this relationship. Nope. You're a princess and you deserve more.
I'm done.
This.
The reason I've been able to
you don't even understand the whole story. Like, bro, what is he talking about? I'm so angry, bro.
Majority of my paycheck towards my loans is because he does pay for all our rent.
Oh, so you live together?
Yeah, we live together.
Oh, so you're already married, but you just didn't admit it.
Yeah, it does feel like we're married.
Well, gosh.
Yeah. So what's his incentive to get married? None.
And this, let me just say this, Haley, and I'm saying this because you're going to have relationships after this and you're going to learn from this. And there's people who are going to watch this call and learn from this. This is precisely why, one of the reasons why living together before marriage it's a bum idea. It's not a good idea because what happens is you start to make bad relational decisions based off of the financial gain and based off of the pressure that you've already put on yourselves.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to walk away from a messed up relationship when he lives over here and she lives over here and we just get together when it's time to go on our dates.
Stop talking. We're done. No. We're not going to hear this behavior. I would teach my son the same thing. It is not his responsibility to pay for something you made. That is a decision you made and you went into debt for that. Just like how I would not expect my son's wife to pay his debt. What do you mean you're a princess? What are you talking about? The only person that looks at you as a princess is your father. You're his princess. You're going to be my potential wife. So our financial needs to look good before I can invest in you. No company is going to buy another company that has that much debt. So on a business level, that's a bad idea. On a personal level, this is a bad idea. She's a princess. What does that have anything to do with finance? Student loans. And look at that. He's already doing a lot. He's telling her, don't pay for rent. I'm doing everything. Go. And you called him a douche. Dave Ramsey, I need you to be consistent. You tell people to be out of debt and do this. And now you're ridiculing an innocent kid for making a good financial decision. Nobody's going to invest in you if you don't have a good history. Man, this is the worst advice that I've ever heard in my life. Get these guys out of my face.
Americans are drowning in car debt, and the numbers CNBC just reported are pretty wild. Total auto loan debt in the United States has hit $1.68 trillion, a 37% increase since 2018. Nearly 86 million Americans carry outstanding auto loan or lease debt right now. And the average new car loan balance has jumped from $24,782 in 2018 to $33,519 today. That is nearly a $9,000 increase in less than a decade. And of course, incomes have not kept pace. 1 in 5 people who financed a new car in Q1 of this year signed up for a payment over $1,000 per month. The average interest rate on a new car loan is 6.9%. But if your credit score is under 580, you could be paying over 18%. Which on a $30,000 car over 6 years could cost you $14,000 in interest alone. And here is the stat that really got me. More than 1 in 5 new car purchases now include a loan term of 7 years or longer. 7 years. And the share of new car buyers earning under $100,000 has dropped from 50% in 2020 to just 37% today. New cars are slowly becoming something that only wealthy people can afford, which is definitely less than ideal to say the least. And tariffs certainly aren't helping, but let me know what you guys think.
I think what's driving majority of these car debts is Gen Z, millennials, just finally coming to grip and saying that, like, I cannot afford a house. It's unattainable. I can't reach it. So the best thing to do is honestly just to get a car. I'm going to get that brand new car. I'm going to get a used car. I'm going to get a car that I think I deserve. You know what I mean? And I think I'm just going to just be stuck with a car debt for 7 years. Like, it's not ideal for you to pay off a car in 7 years. Like, you're biting more than you could chew. And I'm not here to judge anybody. At the end of the day, people buy cars for a lot of reasons. I know this country, you definitely need a car. I know that. But the means and the ways of doing it is subjective to every person, right? Some people believe that having a brand new car is worth the payment, like some of my family members, right? I get ridiculed. I get judged for having almost like a 15-year-old Toyota Camry. I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me because at the end of the day, I have nothing to prove to anybody. I want to buy financial freedom. There's something that Charlie Munger said that, like, his goal was not to be rich. His goal was to attain freedom. And I feel like once you attain that mindset, I feel like these distractions and these noises, it just does not become something you're interested in. But yes, people are completely in debt and people are going to continue to buy cars. Right? People are going to continue to buy cars because these things are a scorecard that people are using to compete with each other. This is a yardstick of comparison. This is I make more money than you type of thing. This is like insecurity dressed up as success. Right? It is crazy to be paying 18% for a car. Your credit score tells you that, hey, right now is not the time. You know, but again, it goes back to choices, habits, and decisions. And it's sad because most people don't lack intelligence. I think they just lack that stillness, right? Just being still is a big skill, right? 70%, I think, of financial literacy. Again, like I said, you don't have to be the smartest person. You just need to sit down with yourself and say, I don't think I deserve that car.
It's not your imagination. Just about everything is getting more expensive. Inflation soaring 3.8% versus last year, the highest level of inflation in nearly 3 years. Prices also up for the second month in a row, in large part because of the war with Iran. And, it's average Americans who are paying the price. Household is now spending $266 more on the same goods and services compared to last year. Our everything economy guru Elizabeth Schulze joined us now to break it all down. You were even saying on the morning editorial call where everybody within our network is listening in, good news on eggs, not such good news on tomatoes, and then everything else in between.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to find that sliver where you see prices going down. And it's true. Eggs are a bright spot. They're down more than 50% for a dozen eggs in the past year. But pretty much everywhere else, we are seeing prices up across the board, including for groceries, a big jump in grocery prices in this April report. You saw that overall rate, 3.8%. So, Kira, this is the highest inflation rate we've seen now since May 2023. What that means is we're seeing an acceleration in prices that is largely driven by those higher gas prices. Gas was a huge part of why that number went up. And you saw that trickle into higher airfares. You saw it trigger into energy costs. I was looking at public transportation. That was up. Delivery fees were up. So that's clearly a gas story. But then you've got those ripple effects we've been talking about now for weeks. And that's where you start to see it in groceries. So ground beef is at an all-time high now. It's up about 20% for a pound of ground beef in the past year. You mentioned tomatoes. Those are up 50%.
People are making the most money that they've ever made, but feel way more poor and more destitute and more broke. Gas prices at almost $5. And the Federal Reserve just said that it's going to keep going up. June is going to keep going up. Everything is going to keep going up. It always gets worse before it gets better. It always gets worse.
So apparently nearly half of Americans burn through their paycheck within 48 hours of getting paid. And before people start screaming, stop buying coffee or learn discipline, listen to where the money is actually going. Rent, grocery, gas, utilities, late fees, overdraft fees. Y'all seeing the pattern? The article I read said most people aren't even spending crazy. They're just trying to survive long enough to make it to their next paycheck. Honestly, that's the part don't nobody want to talk about. We have a generation that's working full-time jobs but living in survival mode. You get paid, bills instantly hit, your accounts get drained, then you spend the next 2 weeks waiting for a deposit. That right there is not freedom. That's financial survival. Now, Gen Z and millennials are getting hit the hardest because everything costs more and wages have barely moved. People are wondering why anxiety, depression, and burnout are through the roof. How are people supposed to save money when most of their check already belongs to bills before they even touch it? You're getting paid just to give the money right back. This article said many people aren't even irresponsible. The timing of the system itself is hurting the people.
A lot of people have car payments for cars that they thought they deserved and are financing them at rates they don't understand. People are taking vacations with credit cards, with high interest rates. That's what debt is. You're eating tomorrow's money today. You're basically having tomorrow's dinner tonight, and you're going to starve tomorrow. That's what it is. And a lot of it stems from people just not being simple, because simplicity gives you something that money can't buy back later. And those things are attention. Those things are presence. Those things are time, freedom. If you really want to live a better life, it comes with a huge sacrifice. It really means you not being able to live with yourself and going back to live with your parents. There's nothing wrong with that, because what you want tomorrow is better than what you think you deserve today, right? People are going to be forced to go back into that tribal community and practice group economics if you really want to get ahead. But most people do not know how to get along with each other. In this economy, you really can't be living alone, because most people only make $50K a year. After taxes, you're looking at $35,000. So it just all goes back to simplicity, right? And simplicity in itself is self-preservation. In a world that's designed to exhaust your money, your wallet, your paycheck, your energy, a lot of people, I'm going to say, is they're putting on a facade, honestly. And I used to live this way, bro. I used to live paycheck to paycheck. Now I get to save one of my paychecks. And everything is okay. But I made sacrifices, though. I don't go out to eat every day. I don't have a car payment at all. I don't do things to impress people. I barely take vacations because, honestly, it's exhausting as hell to take vacations. And the world is just crazy right now. I promise you, right? Question this. Most people don't have time to question everything they do, right? So you need to ask yourself, right? Life becomes clearer when you stop asking, what do I do next? And start asking, what is worth my energy? With that being said, I'm still hot for what Dave Ramsey had to say. You're a princess. Comment down below what you guys think, man. Guys, please do me a favor. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers before May ends. So please subscribe. It would mean so much for the channel. It also helps the YouTube algorithm. Let's get to 5K before May ends. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification for future videos. With that being said, be good, do good. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.